all said, what would it be like to have my own show? What would it be like to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be free, to be in a new relationship, to have a family, to have a mystical experience? And the moment we ask that question, we turn on the creative center in our brain, the frontal lobe. That's the boss, that's the CEO, that's the symphony leader. And it has connections to the entire brain. And one thing it wants to do is answer the question. So what does it do? It looks out into the landscape of the brain and see what's stored in there. Things we've learned intellectually and things we've experienced that's related to the question. And it begins to activate those circuits. The frontal lobe calls them up. And then those circuits start to fire in tandem. And when they start to resonate and fire in tandem, we get a picture in our mind. That's called intention. We're selecting a new potential in the quantum field. Now, the passionate person who's fully engaged in looking at that future, observing that future, the thought in their mind literally becomes the experience. Now, the end product of an experience is called an emotion. And all of a sudden, the person starts to feel the emotion of the event before it's made manifest. And now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So in a sense, they're changing their state of being. Now, the stronger the emotion that they feel, the more altered they are inside of them, the more they'll pay attention to the picture in their mind. And now they're creating a long-term memory. In other words, they're remembering their future. Now, you can't just do that once and then get up and expect your bank account to be filled. That's not how it works. Or you to be selected to go to the moon. That's not how it works. You have to be able to maintain that modified state of mind and body, independent of any condition in your external environment, independent of the emotions or habits or hardwired attitudes that are subconscious programs that are stored in the body, and independent of time. And if you can, you will start to see those unusual events beginning to occur in your life. So then you become the scientist in your life. And so it takes training to teach people how to get beyond their past. And we know this because we've done enough workshops to know that the hardest part of a workshop that we do is the first day or two. Because people are coming, they're emotional, they're got problems, they're got a lot of questions, they're overly analytical, they're stuck, and we just keep coaxing them past their identity, and sooner or later they start letting go. And when they do, now they're ready to create. Well, most people like to wait for crisis or breakdown or trauma or disease or diagnosis to finally make up their mind to change. My message is, why wait? So you can learn and change in a state of pain and suffering, or you can learn and change in a state of joy and inspiration. I like the latter, and more people are getting that. So I don't really care, because people come to our events for all kinds of reasons. They're suffering from a disease, they have a mental health problem, they want to be richer, they want to be happier, they want to have a new job, a new career, a new relationship, they want to have a mystical experience, or they just want to prove to themselves they're creators and they're already affluent and wealthy in their lives, or happy in their lives. They just want more. So knowledge is the precursor to experience. Yep. The more knowledge you have, the more prepared you are for an experience. So then, how do we get more people out of living in their past and living in their future? Well, think about the hormones of stress. When you are under stress and that sympathetic nervous system is switched on, you're going to narrow your focus on the cause, whatever it is. So then as you narrow your focus on matter, if it's a person, it's an object, it's a thing, it's an animal, it's a place, all of your attention is being directed towards something in the outer world, right? So then where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So the stronger the emotion you have to a problem in your life, or your ex, or a person, or your boss, or whatever, the more you're giving them your attention, which means where you place your attention is where you place your energy. You're giving your power away to that person, and that's available energy that you could be using to heal your body or design a new destiny. So then set a person down, because the change is to be greater than your environment, to be greater than all those conditions in your outer world, to be greater than your body, and to be greater than time. Sit them down and say to them, okay, you've been narrowing your focus on everything material, converging your attention. Let's do the opposite. Let's diverge your attention. Let's open your attention. Instead of focusing on matter, focus on nothing. Open your awareness to the field, to space. And if you open your awareness to the field in space, in the beginning it takes a little practice, but when you begin to sense space, you're no longer thinking or analyzing. And if you're not thinking or analyzing, you start to change your brain waves and slow them down. So then if you keep doing this, sooner or later, you're going to take your attention off your body. And you're going to go from somebody to nobody. You're going to take your attention off the people in your life. And as you lower the volume to those emotions, you're going to go from someone to no one. If you take your attention off your cell phone, your computer, your car, all the things in your life, you're going to go from something to nothing. If you take your attention off where you're sitting or where you need to be or where you need to go, you're going to go from somewhere to nowhere. And if you take your attention off time, linear time, you're going to go from some time to no time. And that is the moment you get beyond yourself. And that is when you are passing through the eye of the needle. That is the door to the quantum field. That is the nexus of the quantum